The standard path to success has been the same for generations. Go to school, secure a degree, work 40 hours a week, and save what's left for a distant, stable retirement. Millions follow these instructions to the letter. They show up, they work hard, and they play by the rules. Yet, despite doing everything right, they find themselves unable to build any real momentum. This chart explains the disconnect. While the bottom line shows wages staying largely flat for decades, the top line shows the aggressive climb of rent, healthcare, and basic survival costs. This creates a constant, low-level emergency. It's the stress of realizing that your best efforts are being canceled out by an economy that is becoming more expensive faster than you can work. For most people, the struggle isn't a result of poor character. It is the result of a wealth formula where a fixed salary simply cannot keep pace with the rising costs of the modern world. This stagnation is exactly what a massive wave of financial independence books and online movements promise to solve. Their central argument is that the traditional job is a trap. They claim that hard work alone, when applied to a standard paycheck, is a recipe for permanent middle-class struggle. It's a compelling message, but it forces a question. Is this advice a genuine blueprint for freedom, or is it a scam designed to sell hope to the desperate? To find the answer, we have to look past the motivational speeches and examine the actual ways wealth is generated and lost in the current economy. The genius of the independence movement starts with one observation. A job is a trade of your time for someone else's money. Since time is finite, income tied to your presence is locked behind a hard ceiling. Your earnings are capped by biology. The alternative is building independent systems, assets like software or businesses. Once built, they generate revenue whether you are awake or asleep. This is a shift from active labor to capital management. The goal is to move from being the person doing the work to being the person who owns the system that does the work. On paper, the logic is sound. By removing time from the equation, you remove the primary obstacle to building significant wealth. However, the reality of building those systems is often much darker than the books suggest. The grinding reality of the side hustle means working a full day for your boss and then working a second full day for yourself. It is a state of constant exhaustion that few can sustain for long. Then there is market friction. Most new ventures fail within 5 years due to bad timing, competition, or lack of capital. When they fail, people frequently burn through life savings and end up in deep debt, left worse off than before. The passive income dream often conceals a mountain of unpaid, active work. It can take years of high-risk effort before a single dollar is actually decoupled from your time. For those who quit their jobs prematurely, this philosophy feels less like a genius strategy and more like a trap, one that trades a steady salary for total financial ruin. So both sides are telling the truth. The 9-to-5 path is increasingly difficult, and the escape path is incredibly dangerous. Working harder at a job won't fix the rising cost of living, but blindly starting a business won't protect you from market friction or bad timing. The survivors aren't just lucky. They've learned how to navigate these specific risks. Success depends on understanding how to mitigate market friction, how to manage capital so you can survive bad timing, and how to identify an actual opportunity versus a hype-driven trend. This isn't a quick trick. It's the technical work of learning how money moves, how risks are calculated, and how to build a safety net that allows for failure. People don't fail because the concept of building assets is wrong. They fail because they try to build them without the necessary skills to manage the very real dangers of the market. The real message isn't about quitting your job tomorrow in a moment of frustration. That's a high-risk gamble that rarely pays off. The goal is to gradually and carefully build a life where your survival isn't tied to a single source of income that is being outpaced by inflation. Now you have to decide. Do you stay on the path where costs are consistently rising faster than your earnings, or do you start the difficult process of learning how to step outside of it? Tell me in the comments, do you think this movement is a scam or genius? I read every response. And if you want to keep looking behind the curtain of the systems that run our world, subscribe now.